He had no home, no family, and just $8 in his pocket. But 5 years later, he walked into Harvard University on a full scholarship. This is the story of a boy who had every reason to give up, but instead, he chose to fight. His name was Tyler James. At just 17, his world collapsed. He wasn't a troublemaker. He didn't do drugs. He didn't skip school. But one night, after another screaming match between his parents, his dad pushed him out the door. "No space for you here," he shouted. Tyler stood in the freezing cold with just a backpack, $8 in his pocket, and nowhere to go. He walked all night. Subway stations became his shelter. Park benches became his bed, and hunger became a familiar ache in his stomach. But every morning, he still went to school. He'd clean up in gas station bathrooms, using tissue to wipe his face, and old soap someone left behind. He wore the same uniform every day. Torn shoes, no lunch, no home, but a fire in his chest that whispered, "Keep going." His classmates, they didn't know, or maybe they didn't care. They laughed at his shoes, called him stink boy. No one ever asked, "Are you okay?" But that night, that one night, Tyler broke, sitting in a dark subway corner, arms wrapped around his knees. He whispered, "Why me? Why am I alive if I don't matter?" But then, something inside him said, "No one's coming to save you, so get up and save yourself." The next morning, he didn't just go to school. He went to a public library and searched how to survive when you're homeless, how to get into college without money, how to stop feeling worthless. That's when he found a program for youth like him, run by volunteers. He walked 3 miles to that building, waited 2 hours in line, and then met someone who would change his life, Mrs. Angela. She looked at him, really looked at him, and said, "You have a story, and that story deserves a future." She gave him clothes, a meal, but more than that, she gave him belief. With her help, Tyler applied to 12 colleges. He worked part-time at a grocery store, mopping floors at night, studying during breaks. He wrote essays at midnight in the library, and every time he wanted to quit, he opened his journal and read what he wrote on day 1. "This world may not want me, but I'll make it remember me." Then one day, a letter arrived. Harvard University. Full scholarship. All expenses paid. He held that letter and cried. Not because he made it, but because he didn't quit. At Harvard, Tyler studied psychology. Why? Because he wanted to understand pain, not just his own, but others. He said, "If I can heal, I want to help others heal too." Today, he runs an organization that supports homeless teens. He shares his story. He provides food, shelter, scholarships, and most importantly, hope. And his message is simple. Your pain does not make you weak, it makes you unstoppable. If you choose to rise, he forgave his father, stood by his mother during her recovery, and he proved one thing to the world. You are not your circumstances. You are what you decide to become. So if you're watching this, and you feel broken, alone, invisible, remember Tyler. Remember his words. The world will try to break you, but if you don't quit, you win. If this story touched your heart, like this video, share it. And comment. I won't give up, because this isn't just a story. This is a beginning. And maybe it's yours too.